Hello everyone, I'm Alvina Peters from iKounselor. I'm a language trainer here and today we are here with a talk show with our students. So we have our students here who have already cleared their IELTS with a good banding and we have come here to talk about what were the hurdles they faced, how they scored and rest. Wait and see. Please introduce to our viewers who you are, what you are doing right now and we'll go ahead.
Hi, I'm Pratyush. I have currently written my 12th board examination.
Hi, I'm Pratyush, and I've also written my 12th class examinations and I'm waiting for my 12th class board results.
Yes.
Hello, I'm Jash and I'm currently pursuing my bachelor's.
So we have our guest students because they have cleared their IELTS exam with us at iKounselor. And today we are going to talk with Pratyush, Pranav and Jash with us. And also they will be sharing their experiences, what they had within the class and after their exams. So I would like to ask my first student of 2025, Pratyush. Generically, he was my first student, but we have Pranav here who has written his first IELTS exam with us. So Pratyush, what was your experience when you entered and got to know about what is IELTS?
It was a very wonderful experience when I got to know about IELTS. I always thought about it as an easy exam, but when I was with Alvina ma'am, she taught me about the difficulties and the problems I could face in future when I write my IELTS exam, and which helped me a lot improving.
Okay, that's great. So this was Pratyush, and now we come to Pranav. Pranav was a very quick student at iKounselor because he has to give his exam in within 2 days. Am I right?
Yes.
So we had 8 hours altogether to get it a good banding of Pranav. So Pranav, when you heard that you have to give your IELTS exam within 2 days, what were you thinking at that moment? Because it was very new concept for you too.
Yeah, so basically, as mentioned, that Pratyush was the first student, but I gave the first exam that was because of the circumstances. As I entered, I was clueless that what to do. But when I reached and you asked, when is your exam? I told after 2 days, and you were like, are you mad? But that was for 5 minutes. You calmed me down, you handled the situation in 5 minutes, and you collected everything and you taught me what to do, when to do, and how to do. And then I had a plan. I was like, let's just stick to the plan and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
And I did that.
That's great. That's really crazy. It was really crazy when we were discussing about IELTS because we get panic when we have examinations. So coming to Jash. Jash, what was your experience when you started thinking about studying abroad and then you thought to give your IELTS test? So what was your first perception about the test, about English? Because I know you have a very good English.
Honestly, I wasn't as worried as other people, but um, there was of course a worry in my head that another exam for me to give. But yeah, I think I did pretty well because I had a good mentor, and yeah, I think in IELTS it's more of quality rather than quantity, but that doesn't hold all of the truth because quality comes from quantity.
That's great. So, Pratyush, I want to know, and also we want to tell our viewers, what was your first hurdle when you started pursuing IELTS training?
IELTS seemed very easy for me, but when I started it, listening, reading, and speaking was very smooth for me. But the biggest hurdle I faced was writing. I used words repeatedly, and which was causing me a downgrade in my band. And I had no clue how to improve it. But Alvina ma'am suggested me to use words and make it simpler, not to make it complex. I used words, I did not repeat them, and I did it correctly then, and I improved my overall band.
Okay, so we are coming to Pranav. Pranav, what was your hurdle when you were perceiving IELTS training?
If you remember when I first entered, I was terrible in listening. But I think we practiced that the most and I got 9 in it. But another thing, which was just before listening, it was writing. My flow was that I went into emotions, I wrote more than the word limit, and you suggested me not to do that. Yeah, I kind of did that. I think if I didn't do that, maybe I could have go to 8 or 8.5. But yeah, I think it went all pretty nice.
So because you have done it in 2 days, it was marvelous, I believe.
Yes, it
Because
was.
training makes students to go beyond. So coming up to Jash, Jash, what was your hurdle while you were getting trained for IELTS?
Personally, I think because of my schooling, I understood English pretty well, but what IELTS asked was formal speaking, and that became the uh, worst hurdle for me.
In IELTS during the training.
Yeah.
Okay. So Pratyush, as you told about the hurdles what you faced during the training and when you proceed with the good bandings. So can you tell me the difference between when you got 6.5 to 7 plus banding in your mocks?
When I was at 6.5, I used to repeat words. I did not form a proper sentence. I used to go in a flow. Then ma'am suggested me to convert complex words to simpler words, to make the essay simpler and to be in the word limit, which made it more simple for me and which got me 7 plus banding in writing.
Great. So this was how you proceeded with the writing part. Pranav, because we had only 2 days and we were struggling on the portal itself. So what was your take to beat that banding to from 6.5 to 7.5?
I think it was the only difference it made was the guidance because I lacked the channels. I didn't know where to prepare. I think we had 4 hour sessions for listening, then for mock tests, we did writing, we did numerous essays, we did everything, we did mocks, and we even did a speaking conversation, a mock. And I think getting in that environment, preparing your mentality for the exam helps a lot. In one day, you can just do that much. You can't gain more knowledge. You can perfect your knowledge. That's what we can do.
Right, totally, I agree. Talking about the same, Josh, because I know you are a very good hands-on writing part, you were good at listening and reading, so I didn't had that much of problem with you while you were getting trained. So I just wanted to know what went you to speak more and to learn and gain that formal English from 6.5 to 7 plus.
I think the deciding factor was the self practice. I listened to a lot of podcasts from Shashi Tharoor sir, and I watched a lot of interviews from our foreign minister, Jash. So that really made me realize how exactly you use the annotations, where to use a high annotation, where to not. I think formal speaking follows a pattern. That's what I really got from all the podcasts that I listened to.
So this was your personal training, what you did. Great. So we have seen our students telling us and sharing their training journey, how they went through 6.5 to 7 plus banding. Now we are going to talk about what were the experiences on their real test with the interviewer. So coming back to Pratyush, Pratyush, before we talk about the experiences what you had in your real test, please tell me how helpful was it to have a feedback from me to you while your training sessions?
While I did mock tests, I used to send my scores to Alvina ma'am at 3 a.m. in the night, sometimes 4. And I remember once ma'am checked instantly at 3 a.m. and she said, "What are you doing right now?" I said, "Ma'am, I'm giving my test. How's the score?" And I scored low in reading that time. And then she gave me tips about how I can skim through the questions, look for what particular thing is in the paragraph, and how I can improve my score in reading. Then I improved my band in reading as well as speaking. I started talking to myself in mirror, which was her suggestion, and also recorded myself and shown her that how confident I am or how gestures should I make.
So this is how the feedback really helped you.
Yeah.
So now coming up to the real experience what you faced with the examiner. So how important was the training part what we have trained, and what was your intake when you did your real test in your listening, reading and writing?
When it came to reading, ma'am's tips that I had mentioned earlier, the skim part was very easy for me, and I also got a good band in reading as well. And that writing, which I got 6.5, I had an average of 5.5 in trainings and mocks. At the last day, when I wrote my writing section on the test day, I got an 8, which because of Alvina ma'am, because she helped me improve my vocabulary and made me think in a straight manner rather than going in all directions. And when it came to listening, of course, I had to listen to the particular words and then came the speaking part. So, in the speaking part, there were conflicts between me and the examiner, which was tricky cross questions in conflict of interest, which was kind of difficult for me, and it also got me a good band, I can say, speaking.
So, have you heard about the experiences? I hope that this was really helpful for you, because the conflicts which we have during the examination, the pressure how to handle, this what we teach in IELTS, in our iCounselor. Now, coming back to Pranav. Pranav, because it was only 2 days practice and mocks and everything. So, what was your take about the feedback? How it helped you to improve your mock banding, and then your experiences for the real test?
Yes, so when I entered, we talked about the exam and what to do in what directions. When we actually get to do that, so I had my background strong in English. I was doing frequent stage shows and all, and talking and anchoring, so I was pretty much confident. And when we did the speaking part, um, as Pratyush said, there were a lot of cross questions in the real test. So you did the same. You asked me question on every single statement of mine. You corrected me on every single statement of mine, and I was quite mischievous about my ways that I am right, but you told me that no, I'm not 100% right. I have to correct me. So I did it. Those 2 days I spent on deconstructing and constructing my approach. I think that was the real game changer, and that's why your feedback helped a lot.
And what was the experience while you interacted with the examiner while you spoke, while the speaking round? What happened?
Yes. So I'll tell you the mental state when we enter there. When we enter there, they take all our belongings and send us into an isolated room. There, we prepare ourselves to calm us down and go there for biometrics. Then we do the biometrics, then we enter the speaking part. There's an examiner, and they cross question us on many things, as they do to almost everyone. But it was quite good for me because what I did was agree to their ideology. I did my speaking part, I did my grammar, and I know it was not a conflict of ideas, it was a conflict of language. So I tried to focus on the language part more than the ideology, as suggested by you that no, they don't want apt answers, they want apt language. So I focused on apt language rather than debating with them, I agreed with them. So I completed my speech in time, and then it was pretty smooth.
Okay, so it's common question for you all before we go to Jash about the experience. Do strategies really work on the real test?
I think strategies are the most important part of our test because IELTS generally follows a pattern. It's not exactly based on the generic English that schools teach us. It follows a particular pattern of vocabulary. From, as you mentioned, repetition is not allowed there.
Yes.
And it follows a paragraph structure that isn't generally taught anywhere. So I think strategies help the most.
For you, how strategy worked? What were your take when you were doing your writing, reading, listening part in your real test?
Yes, so deconstructing everything. The first thing we did was listening. You suggested me the strategy that first listen everything and see the questions before the listening part. We have 10 seconds, you have 30 seconds before the actual listening starts. So you write down the key points, like it's fill in the blanks, you write the options that if something comes about it, you need to keep it in mind. So I did that. I took my pencil and paper, I wrote it all down. And when it came, I got a 9 in listening.
Yes, true.
And then reading, I followed the same strategy, the question writing part, and then reading it. So I'll get the same answers. Then speaking, I already did before. Then came writing. In writing, you told me to get point to point. Although I did go a little there and here, but I stuck to that. There were two writing parts, and in one, I think it was flawless.
Okay.
So that was because of the strategy of sticking to one idea rather than going in all directions.
Great. So coming up to Pratyush, because you had a very conflict conversation during a test, so I want to ask what strategy you used, or what was that moment that calmed you down? You've been not aggressive as we have a talk about it, that you were very calm, you were answering it generically, though he was little bit not opinionated about the particular topic, but you stick to yourself, and that made you really to came out to that speaking part, or else you would have gone down with the banding that time.
I could have stuttered and I could have gone mad.
Yes.
But when I was practicing my speaking with you, you questioned every sentence of mine. Question how it can go wrong, how red is not blue. Everything that can be questioned, you did it. And that also made me calm down a bit because I did not stutter. Because you already did that with me. And I was prepared. I knew something like that would happen. In the worst case scenario, always prepared. I was always prepared for it. And then when he started cross questioning me, I prepared, was calm, and I was following what you told me. Be calm, answer it, do not argue, and be straight to the point.
Right, true. Now coming back to Josh, what and how strategy helped you about the feedback what you got from me, and also what was your real experience when you went for the test?
I think your feedback was the most important part of my preparation because even though my background was good, I didn't know anything about how IELTS English worked. And it's a key point that it's a difference. School's English and IELTS English is very different. And the only thing that could help you is a mentor's mentorship. So, yeah, I think that was my agenda with the feedback. And my experience in the test was very smooth. My reading, writing, and listening parts went pretty clear because I was going with the flow there. And in speaking, I think I was very nervous before I went for the test, but I decided I'd stick to a plan. And about the topic that Pratyush was talking about, the conflict of interest, I think ma'am helped me deal with that a lot. And she explained how I can't flow against the current. So, yeah, I think being polite when a conflict of interest is happening is the key takeaway from the feedbacks I received on speaking.
Now I want to know about the experiences you had at iCounselor, because you three of you were physically taking the classes with me at iCounselor. Okay, so coming to Jash, how was your experience at iCounselor, Jash?
At iKounselor, I got a very fantastic experience, in particularly in IELTS trading, because the one-to-one classes and the environment that is made inside the firm really helps you focus on what you're doing. Additionally, iCounselor provided me with a lot of materials and regarding the vocabulary and a lot of practice tests in through a portal. So I think yeah, that was very helpful.
Okay, great. And Pranav, how was your experience? Because you were there for only one day at the place at iCounselor, and then we had our training online. So, what were your experience when you entered iCounselor and you got to know that you have to give IELTS in 2 days? So, how it helped at iCounselor?
So yes, as let's talk about the environment. So the only con that I had was time, and no one told me or no one made me feel that yes, it cannot be done in one day. They were all like, yeah, we trust you, you can crack it. So that gave me the confidence. So about that was about the environment. Now the study material, iCounselor provided me. Even you sent me that iCounselor provides the portal that where you can do practice mock tests where you have worksheets, and you send other study materials as well, vocab and everything, pretty much everything. So basically, iCounselor built a step-to-step guide to crack the IELTS exam, and that was very helpful.
Very good. And Pratyush, we had a long time journey while we were taking classes, and you were on time student of mine. He is my very first student whom I mentored at iCounselor. How was your experience? What you want to talk about? The people out here, or you met a CEO? What was your experience?
I had a very great and a fabulous experience here. And talking about the environment, as Pranav mentioned, I was very motivated at all times. I used to come here daily. I had my will. I used to come with my own mind that, yeah, I have to do it. Mom is there, I counselor is there. They provided me with worksheets. And there was no delay in checking, as I mentioned before. There were instant replies, instant taunts and instant help when I needed it. And there wasn't a time where I felt like it wasn't my home. It's basically my second home. It was my second home when I used to come here for preparing IELTS. And talking about the people here, people are very helpful. I was concerned about my colleges, and I used to talk to almost. I have talked to almost everyone here about my university regarding every country I have almost tried here. And about the CEO, sir is very helpful. He contacts my parents every time something is needed, or my parents just come here, talk to him, and he is like my godfather regarding my colleges. So yeah, iCounselor is overall the best, and what I can I say, wonderful. That's it.
Okay, that's great. Josh, what was your banding in your real IELTS test?
I've achieved a band 8 in IELTS.
Okay, overall banding. Pranav, what was your banding?
I got an overall banding of 7.5.
Okay. And what was your banding, Pratyush?
I had an overall banding of 7.
So these are the bandings. What you are hearing from our students are in first attempt. It's all about the strategies and about the experiences you gain with us at iCounselor. So I would like to ask you all, what one tip you will be giving to our viewers to have that concept to clear IELTS in their first attempts? What people really adhere to gain in one first attempt. So, what will be the one tip from you all you will be giving to our viewers, to our students out there who really struggles in English? So, coming up from Pratyush, what would be the one tip you want to give to our viewers?
Be confident enough, focus on the strategy, have a clear goal in mind, and don't be scared of words that are coming up because it's all easy and it's all gonna pass away.
Very nice. Pranav.
So, yeah, basically that's the point. You don't have to be terrified by the enraged vocabulary. You can just be calm. And one important thing, you should not focus on only one aspect. You can get a 9 in listening, still get a 6.5 in writing, and get an overall 7.5. You need to succeed in all. You need all the 4 categories. I think focus on all the 4, not one, all the 4.
Okay. Josh, what would be your feedback?
I think staying consistent is the most important part. Secondly, just go with the flow as this too shall pass.
Very nice. So, after all your journey, stories, and everything, let's have some fun. So, you got the tongue twister in your phones.
Yes, ma'am.
Please go through it. And who can speak faster for 5 times? They win. Let's start.
I think Pratyush is a very good candidate for that.
Let's start, Pratyush.
Okay. 6 shakes 6 keeps 6
Okay, second attempt for you.
6 shakes 6 sheep 6 shakes 6 sheep 6 shakes 6 sheep 6 shakes 6 sheep sick.
Very good. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Come on, Pranav.
Should I start?
Yes, please.
Okay. 6 sick shakes 6 sheep sick 6 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 shakes 6 sheep sick.
Very good. Not bad. Not bad, Pranav. Come on, just embrace yourself and start.
6 shakes 6 sheep sick 6 shakes 6 sheep sick 6 shake 6 sheep sick 6 shakes 6 sheep sick.
Good. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. Shall we give the other also? ठीक है.
Any hamper for winning?
Hamper, ma'am. Hamper
Ma'am,
for
any
winning.
hamper for winning?
Do we have hampers?
I'll have to ask.
We'll give something. Don't worry. Red leather, yellow leather. Leather. Letter नहीं.
Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather.
ये तो easy है.
हाँ तो बोल के बताओ ना 5 बार.
Red leather.
एक करके. Okay. Start.
Red leather, yellow leather, 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 red leather, yellow leather.
Come on, Pranav.
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather.
Okay. Come on. Now the last one for the fun section of ours.
हाँ.
Irish wristwatch. Shoes. Wristwatch.
बोलना तो बोल भाई.
Yes. Swiss.
मैम को बोल कि वो बोल उनको वर्ड दे.
Ma'am, can you speak Irish wristwatch, Swiss wristwatch?
Yes, I will try. Okay. Let me embrace myself. Irish wristwatch. Swiss wristwatch. Irish wristwatch. Swiss wristwatch. Irish wristwatch. Swiss wristwatch. Now your turn.
Irish.
Yes,
Irish wristwatch, Swiss wristwatch, Irish wristwatch, Swiss wristwatch, Irish wristwatch, Swiss wristwatch, Irish wristwatch, Swiss wristwatch.
Good, not bad. Come on.
Irish wristwatch, Swiss wristwatch, Irish wristwatch, Swiss wristwatch, Irish wristwatch, Swiss wristwatch, Irish wristwatch, Swiss wristwatch, Irish wristwatch, Swiss wristwatch.
Oh,
Irish wristwatch, Swiss wristwatch.
Which was? Again. Last.
Irish wristwatch, Swiss wristwatch, Irish wristwatch, Swiss wristwatch.
Okay, so it was great fun with you all. Thank you for being here at iKounselor. We are very proud of you to gain good bandings with us.
Feeling proud in it.
Yes.
Guns. Yes.